Hi, my name is Carla. I'm one of the breastfeeding midwives. I'm here to talk to you about the very early postpartum period, especially the first 48 hours after your baby or babies have been born. Um, I I tend to tell the people I come across a little bit about how I believe babies experience this transition so that we can understand a little bit more their behavior, and so don't confuse the way they act or they behave as something going wrong, and so we don't start doubting ourselves too quickly. um, you could have just had the perfect birth, exactly what you planned for, or everything could have gone completely the opposite. Whichever way, you probably feel tired and overwhelmed and excited at the same time, and probably also a little bit fearful. You now have this newborn in your arms who purely depends on you, and this is a beautiful concept, but it can also be scary and overwhelming. So I'm here just to tell you a little bit what you can expect a little bit, so that it's not too much of a surprise. The first 24 hours, usually most babies will do a bit of a recovery sleep, we tend to call it. They're likely to be quite sleepy, maybe most probably very reluctant to feed. I like to think that they haven't really realized yet that they are in the outside world, and so they're just happy to feel warm and be snuggled up. And this sounds wonderful because you are probably a little bit sore and tired, and the idea of a sleepy baby sounds actually great. So do make the most of it. Try to sleep in those first 24 hours and try not to worry too much, because something happens in their system, and that on the second day, especially the second night, they sort of realize that now they are in the outside world, and the outside world is a very different world, because when they were in your tummy, they were in the perfect environment. It was the perfect temperature, the perfect lighting, the most beautiful soundtrack, which is the sound of your heartbeat, and they could hear these nice sounds on the background. They were never thirsty and never hungry, and the temperature was just perfect. And suddenly they're out, and it's probably too bright and too loud, and it might be too hot or too warm, and I'm wearing clothes and I have something in between my legs, and I am laid flat on my back in a really hard surface, and I can't hear my mommy's heartbeat, or it's too far, and I can't smell her. So everything gets very overwhelming and very scary for them. And what do? They cry. They proper cry. They wake up and they cry, and babies cry is for them is a survival tool. They use it to get someone's attention, because it means they need help, and probably in this second night, all they want to do is be held, is be on the perfect place in this new world, and that is your chest. In your chest they feel safe, they feel warm, and they have easy access to your milk, which is all they need. It's all they need to feel happy. It's all they need to feel safe. So what you will have is a baby that doesn't want to be put down at all, who wants to go on your breast or on your chest 24/7. And it's really easy to think that there is something wrong. There's something wrong with my baby. There must be something wrong with my milk. I don't have enough. They've been feeding for hours non-stop. And what I'm here to tell you is that actually this is okay. This is normal behavior. This is what they need to do to prepare your body to have a healthy supply. This is what they need to do so their brain feels safe and so they can grow and thrive. So the best thing you can do is prepare your environment, whether you are in the hospital or you are at home, where you make sure all your needs are covered. You can't be hungry or you can't be thirsty. You will be tired and you will find a way to have little sleeps and learn to survive on little chunks of sleep at a time. But if your needs are covered and then you set your environment to just lie down or sit down and relax and accept that what your baby needs is just you and nothing else, and that there's nothing wrong with this, and that is completely normal behavior, and I ask you to trust your ability to look after your baby and your body's ability to produce what your baby needs, and your postpartum period will be a little bit more easy if you just embrace it and surrender to it, and just take one day at a time. Take baby steps, and this applies for you and applies for your baby. I hope this helps, and in those moments where you feel so tired and so overwhelmed, you just remember a little bit of this message and remember that it's normal and that it will pass.